right, y'all. We are live in effect. You guys know what time it is. It's Thursday, so it's time to get down in the locker room. This is where we bring the truth to you. We cover the trending topics in the football industry. This is geared for the real serious football players, the parents, the coaches out there that want to know how to have success in the football entertainment industry. So we've got another great show lined up for you guys. I know a lot of you guys are in playoffs. Some of you guys are getting ready to decide what college you're going to. Some of you guys just want some games. So you came to the right spot. As always, I got my man who's drinking the Kool-Aid with the St. Louis hat on, the one that holds me down every Thursday, and that's none other than Q, the guru. What's going on, Q?
What's going on, Coach? What's going on? How y'all doing this week, man?
Hey, man, we got some serious stuff going on.
Hey,
we got to get to. So
we do, man. I'm feeling good. I'm hydrated, and I'm feeling wonderful. I'm feeling wonderful right now.
And if you're wondering why we were late, it's the one from St. Louis. It's not the Bay Area players that you got on.
Yeah, man. I told him, man.
Hey,
man, the mailman down here in Houston are gangsters, man. The mailman bit the dog. It's a long story. We'll talk about that.
Watch out for the mailman down in Houston. But I'm going to get to my guest, the one that was on time, the one that is always bringing it whenever he falls through the locker room. Now, he was on our audio version of the locker room show, killed it. We had him a couple times. Definitely had to get him back on the new YouTube show. This is our 50th episode, so this is a huge show, and I'm so glad to have the brother that you see in the middle of the screen. This is somebody that I've known since Little League Pop Warner days, y'all, so this goes way back. A terror on the field, amazing football career that we'll get into here shortly, and that's none other than Bay Area legend, Mr. Charles Tharp. What's going on, Charles?
Nothing much, man. Thank you guys for having me, man.
No doubt, man. So I know we got short time with you. I see people already getting in the chat. I see Coach Foss, as always. He wondering if Q got his fruit snacks with him. So, Coach Foss is down with us. I see Rick De Jesus. Blessed to be here, Coach, as always. We got Mother Victoria. And then I see even Mama Cindy coming out of Colorado joining us and holding us down. So thank you guys, whether you're joining live or whether you're joining recorded. Thank you for joining us. So let's get right into the topics, you guys, because we got some important stuff that is going on in the industry. And unfortunately, the first topic that we have is something that's a nightmare topic. You guys, this is something that you never want to see. I almost had to shut down my computer and boot it back up to make sure I was seeing things right. But 3 University of Virginia active football players, you guys, are no longer with us. Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry, far right, are no longer with us. Unfortunately, a shooting, as many of you have heard. If you haven't heard, sorry to bring you this tragic information, but these gentlemen have been murdered. 2 other people were shot that were football players that it looks like they're going to survive, which is good. This is the shooting suspect, Christopher Darnell Jones Jr., actually a former UVA football player. So, we never want to see anything like this, but our society is wild right now, and football is mimicking society a little bit. Charles, what was your opinion when you saw this for the first time?
Honestly, man, I was heartbroken, man, because you both understand, the relationships or the attitude around being on a football team. Most teams, if not all, try to, mimic a family atmosphere. You know what I mean? And those are the guys that you spend the most time with. You spend countless hours out of the day with them, whether it be on the practice field, in the weight room, study hall, eating meals, traveling. So that was heartbreaking to find out that it was a former player that did that, and just terrible for those young men and that family and the whole school community.
No, that was definitely crazy. Q, what was your thoughts, man, when you first seen this? And I know they're going to cancel the Coastal Carolina game this weekend, and they're wondering if they should cancel the rest of the season. They have one more game versus Virginia Tech. What was your thoughts, and do you think the season should be over?
That's a tough call, Coach. I mean, it's one of those things where I was in absolute disbelief. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think we've all been there where let's keep it real. We in the locker room. You're not gonna like all of your teammates. You're just not. But the fact that he wasn't even an active player, he did play there. That was his alma mater. But and we don't have all the information. But just to be where you're coming in shooting and taking men's lives. I mean, anything, if you felt as though it had to go that far, I mean, just knuckle up and put the gun down, and go that route as a man, but at least everyone can walk away and get home. You see what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know this young man's fate. I hope somewhere along the line he finds God. But this is to the families right now. I know they're in the state of trying to get past this and trying to find out some way, if ever, of any forgiveness for what this young man's done.
Well, that's well said, fellas, and obviously, this is beyond football. Some of the guys who weren't even involved in this incident that were on the team know these guys, maybe roommate. They're going to have a hard time, and maybe need some therapy or some help. So really praying for everybody involved in the UVA family. That was actually my first scholarship offer. I took a trip to UVA. So very, very, very sad instance,
much love,
you guys. And you guys, if you're praying people, make sure you're praying big time for the UVA family. So we are on to our next topic, you guys. And this is a little bit of a different note. You hear about this from time to time, but the University of Miami parents, fellas, the U, they're not happy. They're not happy with Coach Mario Cristobal. A matter of fact, they're going to the social media airways and they're saying bad things about the coach. And coach is saying, like you see here, if you ain't happy, come pick your son up and you can bring him home. So talk to me, Charles. I know that, you went all the way to Hawaii. Not everybody's going to be happy leaving home. Do you think that parents should have the right to say what they want to say, or you think there should be some cap or some real rules as far as the social media and the parents?
I definitely think that is out of bounds for a parent. As a coach myself, the message I share with a lot of the parents is, I don't want to hear from you. I want to hear from your kid, because your kid and me are the only ones that can change the situation. Mm-hmm. And, as a coach, I pride myself on being not even 1,000 with the kids on what they need to do to develop, what they need to do to better themselves and get playing time and all of that. And I'm very open, to that communication. As a matter of fact, I welcome it and encourage it, because it's part of developing into a man. You have to, face whatever adversity head on and handle it yourself. Mom and dad, when you get 40 and you're in a job and you don't like your shift, your mom and dad is not coming to talk to your boss. You're gonna have to, you know what I mean? That's the way I look at it, because as we have talked about so many times, Terry, these sports are preparing these young men and women for the game of life. And in life, mom and dad, once you get past a certain age, they can't save you. You have to figure out a way to either swim or drown. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's way out of bounds for parents to, you know, and I didn't know what that's what it was about. It was about playing time. I mean, come on, you know what I mean? What
Yeah.
that's it. That's all I gotta say
You say
about it.
I'm paying for the scholarship. I play who I want to play.
Right.
Well, talk to me, Q. I mean, let's say you're Coach Cristobal, and you're seeing this. You just went through a loss, and now you're seeing people talk about you online. How is the Guru, Coach Guru, handling this?
I mean, well, that's easy. I mean, see, the problem is you have a lot of these prima donna athletes, you know, and they've been hearing that they're this and they're that from young. So these parents are not doing anything that they haven't been doing since Pop Warner. My son should be out there. Pop Warner coach puts him out there. My son should be out there. High school coach puts him out there. So they don't know any different. They think that that is gonna stay the course with that type of mentality, and it's gonna work. And that you're on a D1 level, and furthermore, you at the U. The U's not gonna stop because you're complaining about playing time. Playing time is earned. It's 100% earned. I don't care if you playing for Idaho, playing for the U, or anybody else in between. You have to earn that. So parents, a lot of times, you need to kind of stay in your lane, because you can make things worse for your kid and they end up being permanently super glued to the bench because of your mouth.
Did either of your parents, real talk, ever have to talk to a coach?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I strapped it up and earned that, just like y'all did.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the only way. That's the only way.
One quick thing, you know, we had a saying when I was coaching: players play, coaches coach, parents cheer.
You got your role. You got your role at the beginning of the season.
There it is, right there.
And Big Jimmy Rucker says Cristobal responded the way I would have. So he said, you know, Big Jimmy said, come pick up your kid if it was him. And we feel you, Big Jimmy. We got the old school parents on there too. So let's get to our next topic, you guys. And this one was big, especially in the California parts of town, and modern day great, you guys. Modern day coach Bruce Rollins saying that he is hanging it up. 34 years, I believe, at modern day national perennial powerhouse in high school football. He actually attended the school and then played at USC himself. I think since he was teaching there, it's been 46 years, you guys. So a lifetime. Many greats have come through modern day. I mean, this man has coached Matt Leinart, Barkley, the other quarterback for USC. He's coached Bryce Young, the quarterback at Alabama. So, you know, talk to me. I mean, you just mentioned, Charles, that you're a coach. When you think about somebody that's had this type of success for that long, what would you say are maybe 2 or 3 things that you know are factored into that type of success?
Well, for one, you know, coaching requires a great amount of sacrifice, not only by you, but by your family. So, you know, I know he sacrificed a lot of time, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, probably a lot of, you know, and I don't know how people are going to feel about this, but a lot of money to, you know, coach those kids for that long, look after them, make sure that they were on their way to being, you know, productive and solid citizens, you know. You said 3 things?
2 or 3 things that you know, with that type of longevity and that type of pipeline, he's produced kids to college, you know, just what goes into that for somebody listening that doesn't know what type of work or you know, emotions, attitude that goes into that.
One additional thing is, you know, that man has, and from us growing up here in the Bay Area, hearing and knowing about that program since we were playing, you know, obviously he has a ton of respect from his peers, from the community, and from all of his former players. And, that I think, that says a lot because a lot of coaches are quote unquote politicians, meaning they're going to tell you what they feel like you want to hear, and maybe not be as honest and truthful and trustworthy as you would like them to be. Because at the end of the day, especially at a school like his, football is a business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but for him to last that long, have that many players he put out, that's that. And you only named a few. I think they're right up there, and I don't think they have as many guys that made it to the league as Long Beach Poly, but they had a lot. And to do it that long and to be that respected, that says something about you as a coach.
Definitely. Q, I know you came from a story program in St. Louis. What was it about your coach that made you guys run through a brick wall for him?
I mean, man, Rick Gorzinski, man, at Hazelwood East, man, we cranked out, a ton of guys, man, that went to the league. It's winning. It's showing kids how to win, man. And like as you said, it on the field and in life. It's about the instilling, the consistency. It's about instilling just the ability to deal with adversity. Life is always going to throw you curveballs, always, but it's about having a coach that can pull something out of you somehow that you didn't even know you had in yourself. That's what all great coaches do, and that's what Coach Rollins was able to do with this program time and time again, man. With all these horses he cranked out over the years. Much love to him, what he's done for his community, and all the opportunities that he's created for those young men, for sure.
No, that's well said. And these are gentlemen that played for great coaches, whether in little league, high school, college, and have coached themselves, have mentored themselves. So we know that, and I know some people watch and know the work that these people put in. So to do it for that long, job well done, coach. And whoever's filling your shoes got some work to do.
Man. Let's
get on to our next topic. And I'm very excited to have our guest on for this topic because, as you know, Charles, the transfer portal is popping like fish grease. And, there's kids that are probably jumping in as we speak, jumping into deep water, and not everybody makes it out. Some figure it out, but some don't. So I'm glad to have Charles on, you guys, because this is somebody that a lot of you guys don't know about. And that's why the locker room show is so important, because we're going to bring the people that have done it and done it well and that are going to tell you the truth. So Charles was a freshman All-American in college at Hawaii, and obviously all conference. And then after a couple of stellar years at Hawaii, decided to go to Western Illinois' FCS program, where he ripped it up, had, I believe, over 2,300 yards, 2,200 all-purpose yards, was in the running for the FCS Heisman and Offensive Player of the Year. You guys see Aaron Stecker there to the left, who had a long NFL career. So Charles, wherever you put him, was balling out. But I do want to talk about Charles having success when you got to go to a new locker room, because, obviously there might be some cats gunning for you. They know you came from Hawaii, or some of these kids that are listening come from the program. Now they're in the portal. They're going somewhere else. How do you find success, early success, when you go from one locker room to another locker room?
Well, first of all, it takes, just having confidence in yourself and your abilities. Because when I showed up to Hawaii, when I signed, I was like 6th on the depth chart, but played my way, into being the best running back on the team through camp and through the first few games of the season, and ended up starting as a true freshman. But then when I transferred, they had a couple of guys coming back. Aaron Stecker had just left and went to the NFL. But they had a couple guys returning. We had a transfer from Michigan. We had a transfer from Cincinnati. um, and a couple of other guys. But what I did, I just went in just like I did my freshman year at Hawaii. Went in humble, kept my mouth closed, worked hard, and ultimately uh, uh, let my play do the talking, and everybody gravitated to that, to see what kind of person I was. They saw I was a hard worker. They saw I wasn't, a me guy, So that went a long way with my teammates.
That's big right there. Q, as far as guys you accepted that were coming on the Kansas team, whether they were a JC guy or a transfer portal guy, what were some of the guys that stood out to you, and what did they do to earn your respect?
Same thing, just head down, trying to learn the program as far as, the plays, having a nose in the playbook, and being extremely humble. I think, when you have a transfer coming into a new program, especially, like myself, at the time, you already established player, you a starter, and you looking like, all right, man, well, who are these cats? You know what I mean? Like you coming in with a ton of mouth. You already coming in, in bad light. And boys are gonna be gunning for you. They're gonna go out their way to be gunning for you, to make you look bad and knock your head off in practice just because you lack that humbleness, So I can totally agree, with Charles in the sense of, man, head down, go to work, and you'll earn the respect of your teammates going that route.
Yeah, that's big. The guys who had problems, you guys, are the guys, like they said, that maybe were talking too much before they did anything, or trying to basically being disrespectful. Everybody else is cool. You keep your head down and you do your thing. I'm happy to get on to this next topic, you guys, because obviously there's a lot of distractions. And there's things that these guys go through. And right now, there's media hype around some of these youngsters, and they haven't even strapped it up yet at the college level or the pro level. And quite frankly, they're more known. They've got more notoriety, an Arch Manning than a lot of pro guys right now, fringe pro guys. So right here, you see the kid from California, Jaden Rashada, flipped from Miami to Florida. So there's a lot of hype, you guys, on these 4- and 5-star recruits. I know you mentor a lot of kids, Charles. You actually had your hands on Devontae Adams before everybody knew him. Talk to me about a parent right now, 2022, that's got a bona fide 4- or 5-star in the house. This boy looks the part, plays the part, and he wants to go big time. What are maybe some things, knowing what you know now, that you would want to have in place for that boy?
Well, I mean, it's probably to echo the same, mindset I came in with, which is, be humble, work hard, and, carry yourself in a business-like fashion on the field and off the field. Just because, especially with the social media culture that we live in now, you never know who's watching. You never know, at the mall, at the park, in your neighborhood, you just never know. So, always to understand that, because you are that caliber of athlete, you don't get to get away with, a lot of things that cats that nobody knows can do. You know what I mean? You can't get away with those things. You have to carry yourself and keep in mind what you're trying to aspire to and what you're trying to achieve, and don't do anything or let anything deter you from reaching that goal.
No, that's big right there. Q, I mean, you're in Houston, man. You're in the mecca of high school football.
Yeah.
So the 4- and 5-star kids there get treated like gods, man. If you got a boy in your house right now, is there anything you trying to put in place for him, or any people you trying to have around? What are you thinking as a dad or a coach of a superstar?
I mean, just that's the main thing, is trying to keep them humble. I mean, they don't have the social media. I mean, Charles, think about all the runs, even before you got to Hawaii. Think about all those runs some of the best runs you ever made in high school, and a lot of them are right here. They're right here up top because we didn't have social media. We didn't have huddle. You see what I mean? The post, where you made this awesome run and broke out for 75 yards. You put it on huddle and got 100,000 views. So these kids now, you make a couple of plays, put it on huddle. It goes. I mean, that can change the whole mentality of a kid where you have to bring them back down to earth. So that's the main thing with these 4- and 5-star kids. They're getting all this hype from, all these all-star game opportunities. So it's about, as a parent, making sure that first of all, that their grades are staying on point and they're not so full of themselves that they're starting to let their grades slip, first and foremost. And then, making sure that you're paying attention to what they're posting and the kids that they're hanging around. Now, of course, a lot of times you're an athlete, a lot of times it'll be, teammates that they hang around, but still you can get, it doesn't take much to get steered the wrong way. And these kids, they can lose everything at the blink of an eye, or not, being at a party and not calling for an Uber, whatever the case may be, man, everything can go left and be gone just like that. So it's crucial. It really is.
One thing I would encourage every parent or coach that has one of those kids, look up the 30 for 30 about Dallas Carter. Watch that movie.
Yeah.
That movie will tell you everything you need to know about being a star athlete, getting all the privileges and everything in the community, and how you can mess it off with doing something dumb.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you guys heard that. Go check out the 30 for 30 Dallas Carter right there. Bonafide 4 or 5-star. There's going to be a lot coming your way. We're short on time with Charles, so I'm going to get to the last couple sections and get him on out of here. And this is a fan favorite. This is the new show, Charles. So you're not accustomed to the lightning round, but the lightning round, as you hear the thunder coming in, is where it goes down. And I'm very excited about hearing this gentleman go through the lightning round because I got a couple of special things since I know him personally. So the lightning round, man, you got 60 seconds. This is our version. If you're joining us for the first time of word association, Charles got 60 seconds to say the first thing that comes on his mind. Now, he comes out of East Palo Alto, and if you don't know, the Bay Area, it can get a little dicey sometimes, so he's going to keep it PG-13 for us. He ain't going to go EPA on us, but we're going to get him right, and we got the stopwatch ready. So you ready to go, big dog?
Ready.
All right, so let me get the stopwatch ready. He's got 60 seconds now. We don't just do this for fun. We've got the number of 13. If he can beat 13, then he's got a hotel stay and a dinner on the Locker Room Show, which is big time. And we're going to do him right. So there you go, guys. Go. It's at 0. I'm not cheating anybody, and we're going to get started. So first thing that comes to your mind. All right, Charles? All right. And you get 1 for any type of technical delay. We give 1 at the end. We just add 1 for technical delay. So everybody watching us. All right. Lightning round. Number 1. First thing that comes to your mind. St. Francis High School. Go.
Me.
Pop Warner.
Champs.
Favorite breakfast.
Steak and eggs.
Sade or Janet Jackson?
Sade.
Brett Brennan.
My boy. Good dude.
Best defensive player you played against?
Brian Urlacher.
Christian McCaffrey.
Monster. Happy to have him in the Bay.
Would you rather hold a snake or a tarantula?
Snake.
Dalvin Cook.
Flying.
Snickers or Twix?
Twix.
52 seconds. Fred Von Oppen.
First college coach.
Time.
You might have got that.
Okay, Yeah, he might have got there. So
You
the
might have
number,
got
we're gonna go through this. He was flying. So the number is 13, but keep in mind, we add one. So let's see. We're gonna go through these two. So number 1, St. Francis. He said me. So boom, there's 1. 2, Pop Warner. Then he's got the breakfast. 3, he's got the Twix. Then Sade. Then he's got Brett Brennan. He's got best defensive player. He's got Holder Snake. He's got Dalvin Cook, 9. He's got Fred Von Oppen, 10. He's got Christian McCaffrey, 11. And then we add 1. So he hit 12. He hit 12. He was 1 short, ladies and gentlemen. So if the great Dustin Woods is out there listening, strength and conditioning coach of the Eagles, hey, you still got your spot. Dustin, you still got your spot. But that was pretty good. You were flying right there. Let's revisit a couple of these. He said he's going with the steak and eggs on the breakfast. I'm feeling him on that. He said the Twix over the Snickers. The Twix over the Snickers. He said Brett Brennan. For those that don't know, that's the head coach of San Jose State. That's his boy. He said Brian Urlacher, huh? Brian was real?
That's solid. Yeah, he was true.
Yeah, that boy was real. I never let him catch me, but I saw him put a couple of cats on the sideline.
I heard that. Christian McCaffrey, the beast. Obviously, he said he's going with the snake over the spider, and then he's got the Sade, like I said. So that's big, man. That's a big list right there, and definitely appreciate you going through the lightning round with us. So we are on to our last portion. We're gonna let Charles get out of here. I think he's got a fade appointment. He gotta get faded up, so we're gonna let him get out of here and get ready for the holidays. And we got a special announcement, so hold tight. Even when we let Charles out of here. So Charles, Q&A. We're not going to take any audience Q&A. There might be some homeland people that want to talk to Charles, some people from in the Bay, but we're going to hold off on that and let him go. But I got a quick one for you, man. Obviously, you come from an area where not everybody got the same opportunities as you. And I know you got a very unique story behind how you received some opportunities. But I want you to be real with me, man, because I've known you probably since you were about 9-10 years old, since the Pop Warner days. And you've always been a beast. So when you think back to the parochial school you went to, the private school, St. Francis, this is very much in the model, you guys, of a modern day, those type of schools. Do you think you would have got where you were going to go anyway, Charles, without St. Francis? Or do you really think that fostered certain things in you that made you have the opportunities you had? Because you were a dog before St. Francis.
But it's twofold, though. What St. Francis provided me was supreme structure. In that, we had a closed campus. I had a pretty good relationship with just about all of my teachers, as well as coaches. And, they demanded things that maybe I didn't feel like were in my capabilities, or, they just held me to a higher standard. You know what I mean? When they saw me slacking because of the type of athlete I was, they kind of, zeroed in on me harder. And I don't feel like many of the public schools, I don't feel like that may have necessarily been the case. So I do recognize that gave me the structure. And 2, our league is just about as competitive, and we play in the same league. Just about you'd be hard pressed to find a better league top to bottom in California.
Yeah.
So
the testing of the competition and the structure got you to the next level.
For sure. Kept me, definitely didn't let me, derail too much. If I started to go left, they nudged me back on track. So, as well as many people I had in my circle too. So that they definitely, get a big a big up for that too. So.
No doubt, man. Well, hey, man, I'm gonna let you get out of here. Thanks for falling through the locker room on
sure,
short
man.
notice.
Appreciate you.
And much
Thank
love,
you for
brother.
having me.
Stay up.
Definitely.
All right. Talk
All
to
right,
you
big
soon.
dog. All right.
All right, you guys. So, hey, that is one of the best to do it. A lot of you guys don't know Charles Tharp, but Q, no joke, dude, at the running back position. And you know, we played against some dogs at the running back position, man. But to be honest with you, man, out of all of the running backs I played with, in Donald Strickland played against him too. You know, our boy played 8 years in the league. Still to this day, he says Charles, one of the best running backs. You know, I'd say probably top 5, dude, that I've seen in person. And we've seen the Cedric Bensons. We've seen the Carell Buckhalter, the Davis brothers.
Yeah,
we've seen some dogs. Yeah, I had some in Colorado with me. The Chris Browns, all them guys, Cortland. Top 5, dude. No BS. Dude is legit. I mean, probably I played against him since Pop Warner through high school. I think, and I was on, like, our Pop Warner team was legit. You heard him say champions when I said Pop Warner, because they were legit too. We had some battles, man, but probably no less than 3 touchdowns from Pop Warner. So played against them 4 years in Pop Warner, then 4 years of high school. Probably no less than 3 touchdowns. Man. And I know for a fact my sophomore year he put up a 6 touchdown game on us.
Hey, that sounds like my man. That sounds like my man Ricardo Rhodes, man. Like, so Ricardo
never
Rhodes
lift a weight. Yeah, but can't nobody tackle him.
That's how Ricardo was. Like, Ricardo was like Darren Sproles before Darren Sproles, but he had at the time the national high school record was 52 touchdowns. And he had 48 and only played our senior year out of 14 games, only played the whole game like maybe 8 or 9. It had 48 tubs. This is national. This is from y'all all the way to
average
Florida.
Is like 4 a game. Averaging.
Yeah. So it's like, man, like, 48 tubs, dude.
Cool.
And like,
try to get them to Colorado. And this is for you coaches out there, you scouts out there that think you know it all. Try to get this man to Colorado. They were talking about, doesn't have the breakaway speed. And sure enough, goes to Hawaii.
Killing.
Freshman All-American, killing it,
Yeah. They don't always get it right, man. They really don't
always get it right, man. But hey, thank you guys for joining us tonight. And like I said, we got some special news for you, okay? You guys know.
Do we?
Now let them know. Okay, so we're going to let you know a little bit. We ain't going to let you know everything, but we're going to let you know a little bit, okay? Because we ain't going to hold out like that. So we had our 50th episode tonight, which was big because we've been building this community. And thank you guys for riding with us. And please share with all the coaches, players, parents out there that any football fans, share the Locker Room Show. But with that being said, we were working on a very, very special guest for tonight. It ends up that this guest wants to come on right before Thanksgiving. So this guest is going to come on. We're going to have a very special show next week, a pre-Thanksgiving show, you guys, on Wednesday. We're going to let you know the time because it's a special time and everything. And we're doing some special things because this is a very special guest. I'll give you a little hint. So you see the logos on the screen now. Now, I'll give you a little hint. The guest for next Wednesday is a bona fide football legend. Probably since he was in Little League, but definitely college and pro, bona fide football legend. You know who he is once I say his name. And he played for one of these teams and was a bona fide all-pro, Pro Bowler many times over, and is an NFL Hall of Famer. So we are bringing on an NFL legend, an NFL Hall of Famer for a special Locker Room Show Thanksgiving episode.
Hey, Coach, it's hard to hold this one in, boy. I'm at to walk
You
around
better
with duct
hold it
tape on my mouth for like 5 or 6 days. I'm telling you.
You
It's
better
hard to
hold
keep
it
in,
in.
boy. Woo,
And Big
man.
Paul says, good one again. Thank you. But hey, tonight was the bomb, and you guys better be ready for next week. So we'll be letting you know ahead of time who it is and the special timing before it. This is to kick off your turkey and your dressing and everything you're going to have for Thanksgiving. We're going to do you right, and we're going to head into this New Year's the right way. But we got a big show for you.
Huge.
And once again, you guys, like I said,
That's the guess
played
right
for one
there.
of these teams,
Right.
and is a Super Bowl winner and multiple Super Bowls, and is a Hall of Famer coming in next week. So if that ain't enough reason to hit that button, hit that button, because we're bringing you the best of the best in the football industry. And as you guys can tell, they're not holding back. They're not holding back. So hit that subscribe button. I think it's right under Q, so that the algorithms pump us up so we get in front of more players, coaches, and parents. And also so that you know as soon as we get ready for another live show. So Q, great show tonight, brother. Anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
You know what I'm saying? Make plays, but y'all better hit that button, because I'm telling you, this next show, man, where's my duct tape in, man? I gotta tape my mouth shut, man.
So there you go. We out of here before you say something. And we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys next week. So hey, pay attention to before you go pro. We'll be posting who it is and the time you need to be there. And this is gonna be live, baby. We'll see you there. You guys see you at the top. Make plays. Have a good one.